A lot of people are not familiar with Zoom. You did a good job. I see a lot of ceiling fans. I'm going to write a country song called Another Cigarette, Another Ceiling Fan. But anyway, you're in frame and I can see you. And Mr. Cutler.
I don't know. After hearing him calm and talking about the tether story, it's probable.
Let's go down to the county attorney's office. I think you'll find a lot of humans down there.
All right.
No disrespect.
Stop driving.
I'm flirting with the judge in front of my dad.
What's going on? This is Colin. How's everybody doing? Happy Friday night. I hope you all are well. Hope everyone's doing good. Hope everyone's doing a good. Yeah, it's been a long week. Anyways, this Friday night, we made it. Yeah, that was, a country song by Judge Middleton. Another ceiling fan, another cigarette. I hope it goes viral. Whenever he produces it, I hope it goes viral. Anyways, hope everyone's having a great night. I know now I've said that multiple times. And yeah, let's watch some court. First clip. Let's see. First clip is the Judge Simpson clip. It's a follow-up. You know what? I meant to put the first video in the description. I did not. Hopefully I remember to put it in after this video. But do you guys remember the case where the guy in the foreclosed home stole the furnace and left? And he's trying to get the escrow payment back. That's now over $100,000. He's been paying into escrow for multiple years because he's fighting the bank on foreclosure of his house. Well, he was back in court today, and it doesn't disappoint. But yes, before I hit that play button, everybody do the best you can to write a song called Another Ceiling Fan, Another Cigarette. I feel like we all know what Judge Middleton is talking about. Anyways, before I hit that play button, you already know what to do. Hit that like and subscribe. Do your drunk kick backflips. Let's go.
P65354 on behalf of plaintiff.
And Teresa Young.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Darwin Fair on behalf of Martin Teresa Yance, and they are here present in court today.
Yes, I do see them. They are here. All right. And go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. This is plaintiff's motion to lift the stay, enter an order of eviction, and release all funds that are held in escrow by the courts of the plaintiff. This is the way a quick background. This case was filed in October of 2020. This court entered a judgment in November of 2020. However, there was an escrow order put in place at that time because there was a circuit court action that was filed challenging the title. That circuit court action now has been fully disposed of, which I attach to my motion for a granted plaintiff's motion summary disposition, awarding title to the property to Mr. Tortora. Therefore, since this stay was only until the disposition of that case, which now it has been, I'm asking the court to lift the stay, to enter the order of eviction, and to release all funds held in escrow to plaintiff Patrick Tortora.
Mr. Fair.
Well, Your Honor, we did supplement our answer to the plaintiff's motion to lift stay and to release escrow. As the court may know, the underlying case is currently before the Michigan Court of Appeals. There's a high likelihood of success because that case is about an unsigned agreement between the parties. And there was substantial actions between the parties after this unsigned agreement occurred. And that includes emails. So we believe that there's a high likelihood that this case will be overturned in the Michigan Court of Appeals. So that's really number one. But number two, Judge, with regards to the escrow, my clients have followed the court's order to the T. They have made all the escrow payments. My understanding that they have paid over $115,000 in escrow. And that doesn't even include the $60,000 they paid directly to the plaintiffs in this matter. And the obvious concern, Judge, is that if the Michigan Court of Appeals rules on behalf of my clients then there is almost impossible, as the court can imagine, that my clients can retrieve this $115,000 from the plaintiff in this matter. I think the prudent course to take, since my clients have complied, since we're talking about a substantial amount of money, since this case is currently before the Michigan Court of Appeals, that the court exercises its discretion and continues with the stay and holds on to the escrow pending the outcome of the Michigan Court of Appeals case. My clients are here today. Obviously, they are extremely concerned about this $115,000 plus that they paid in the escrow. They do want to hold on to their home. They have prosecuted this case. They've continued to prosecute this case, and it is discretionary on the court's part as to whether to continue with the stay. But I will point out to the court that we did go before the circuit court with regards to a stay of the court's decision that was before the Washtenaw Circuit Court. And the judge's position, which is rightly so, that the stay is automatic in the circuit court when you're going to the Michigan Court of Appeals. So from the court's position, it was like, there's no need for a stay. There is a stay. And so we would just ask the court to follow what the circuit court has done with regards to the stay and to exercise its discretion. My clients are here today to show the seriousness in it, and it is a substantial amount of money. So I think this, in our opinion, Judge, and based upon the facts of the case, that we believe there's a high likelihood that the case will be overturned, that the court exercises this jurisdiction, continue with the stay, and hold on to the escrow. And I believe my clients may want to address the court, so I will defer to them at this time.
All right. All right. We all know what's going on here. At least I hope so. Part one of the video, like I said in the intro, I played it. I feel like it was about 2 weeks ago. All right. The house was foreclosed on. I think, I don't remember because they don't go over all the details. But the house was foreclosed on, so the bank owns it. The previous homeowner was ordered by Judge Simpson to pay into escrow, so he's been paying into escrow. But it's been going on for years. So he's been paying like $1,500 a month for years. Now there's $115,000 in court escrow. The case is still being determined in the whatever court for they're deciding on who the foreclosure case. The guy, when he moved out, he took all his stuff, right? He took his furnace. That's what's going on here. This is a wild case. And, spoiler alert, it does not get solved today. It doesn't get solved today. But before I hit that play button, isn't that special? Thank you so much. We love watching court with you as well. I love watching court with all of you. It's why I do it. This is fun. It's fun reading the chat and seeing everyone's reactions to the court, especially when people call me out on, I have no idea what I'm talking about 99% of the time. I also make up 33% of my statistics on the spot every single time. Also, I had a super chat last night that came in right when I ended the video. You're going to kill me. A horse in his beer, a beer in his horse. I honestly don't remember which way it went, but he super chatted me right at the end of my video last night. Thank you so much for that super chat. And isn't that special? Thank you. We all love watching court. And I appreciate the super chat. And yeah, hope to see you along for the ride. Now I'm just being sappy. Let's go.
State your name, please.
Martin Yachts.
All right. You need to come to the podium if you would. Go ahead, sir.
Hi,
If you want.
as you know, we've been fighting this for a long time. First, it was with Chase Bank. My wife and I had, we paid cash for this house. We built it, took us 1.5 years. Our kids, 4 kids, we all worked on that house for 1.5 years, got it completed, and it's on 30 acres, beautiful piece of property. The only reason we ever had a mortgage on it is my son had 16 heart surgeries and we ran out of money. I had to take a mortgage on it. And, you know, this gentleman, Pat Torra, offered to help us. I went to a law firm called Babby Law. There was a gentleman there that was an expertise in real estate. He used to own his own mortgage company. His name was Matt Attard. I had Pat Torra talk to him and make sure all the agreements, the paperwork was right. We agreed on the terms, and this mess happened. I mean, the guy refused to sign. Well, there's an affidavit from him. I don't know if you've ever seen this. Would you like to look at it?
Well, what is it?
It's an affidavit from Matt Attard.
Well, I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know that that's necessarily relevant.
Anyhow, he explains how it happened. But anyhow, we're gonna fight it, continue to fight it. We'll end up with that piece of property back, I'm assured. I mean, we've never been late. When our mortgage was through Washington Mutual and they went out of business and went to Chase Bank, we continued making payments. And then Chase Bank called up, it wasn't just us, thousands and thousands of people's loans for no reason. And even though we continued to make the payment, they actually sold our house at sheriff's sale for I think it was $45,000. But it's crazy that we're in this situation. That's our retirement. We have over $1 million wrapped up in that piece of property. That's really all I would say, Judge.
Your Honor, if I may add, that affidavit that Mr. Yance was making reference to was the affidavit of an individual who was at the closing for this property with Mr. Torra, the plaintiff in this case. And they were all there, ready to go. All the documents were ready to be signed. And Mr. Torra didn't show up. And so that's what the litigation was about. It is an unsigned agreement. So it's not like they had this oral agreement. It was an agreement that the parties had agreed to, but Mr. Torra didn't show up. And they went forward with the closing. And then after the fact, he refused to sign it. And he did everything in furtherance.
What you need to know, though, is that Mr. Torra's wife owned the closing company, the title company. And I've known her for a long time, and she promised us she would take the paperwork home to her husband that night and he'd sign it. And now we're in this mess because he didn't.
Yeah, and
Yeah, now we're in this mess. This is a giant mess. And I'm glad I got the follow up on this because the first hearing was a giant mess. This one's an even gianter mess. Gianter. That makes as much sense as I make up 33% of my statistics on the spot. And yes, I saw that comment. Anyways, quick shout out to Biggin. Thank you so much, Biggin, for the raid. Hope you had a good stream. I was only there for a few minutes tonight. Sorry, I was talking to all of my girls tonight, so it was a good night. But yeah, thank you so much for the raid. Sorry, I'm pretty tired, so if I sound a little less than energetic, it's not because I don't want to be here. It's just I'm sleepy. I am sleepy tonight. Let me get let me call some of the super chats. If you're making up stats, how do we know it's 33? Yeah, you don't. That's the beauty. That's the beauty of it. But like I said, 33.3% of the time, I make up the statistic every time. So, you just have to go through it. Thank you so much, Nick, for your super chat. Mary, yes, I did get the super chat during my premiere. Thank you so much for that. I forgot what you said. I was there in the chat. I remember you super chatted, and I took a note of it to thank you as well for that because it was a premiere, right? So I can't thank you live. I don't remember what you said, and I'm really sorry for that. But I do remember you super chatted. So thank you so much. I did receive it. I will go back and read it just to make sure that if you had a question, I answered. All right. But yeah, thank you so much. And again, Biggin, all Biggin's peeps, welcome to Judge Simpson's court. Let's go.
Lastly, Judge, what I also point out is that this is not the only time Mr. Tortora has done this. The similar, almost identical situation is before Judge Ewell in the Wayne County Circuit Court, where Mr. Tortora did the same exact thing in terms of the documentation. So he's got a history of doing this, and it's just highly unfair to allow the escrow to be given to Mr. Tortora under these circumstances. And it's not like, he's not, well, Judge, I don't have to tell you about escrow. You know that he will still be in a position of not being harmed as long as the court has the money. And Mr. Yance and Mrs. Yance will continue to make escrow payments.
Thank you. Ms. Johnson, is there anything you want to say, ma'am? Is there anything you wanted to say? You're good? Okay. You're welcome. I guess my question is what harm is there to plaintiff if they're continuing to make payments to the court? And I mean, ultimately, what harm comes to the plaintiff?
The defendants do not reside in the property, Your Honor. It's been abandoned. The concern is for vandalism or any damage or anything else that could happen when you have a residential home that has no one in it and no one looking over it.
I've been going there every day for 5 years. I go there every single day.
But there hasn't been any, hold on, sir, please.
I object. I never pause it every single time. Thank you, Legal Fiction. I appreciate the super chat. Very generous. But yes, I never pause it every time.
But there hasn't been any vandalism or anything. I mean, when you tell me that, that sounds like something speculative that may happen in the future regarding this particular piece of property. And so you should give us some money, and I don't know how that prevents what you're claiming may be a problem.
No more speculative, Your Honor, than Mr. Ferris, or that he thinks there's a high likelihood of success on appeals.
I didn't address Mr. Fair. I'm addressing you. And I'm saying what harm comes to the plaintiff if the court is holding the money pending the final resolution, whenever that may be, of this case.
My client's paying all carrying costs.
He's what?
Paying all the carrying costs,
What costs have they incurred?
property taxes and insurance.
And how much is that?
I don't have the exact number in front of me, but it is in excess of the escrow payments.
The property taxes?
Yes, because it's on 30 acres and it's a very large residential home.
There's about $115,000 in here. And you're telling me on 30 acres, and I know where the property is located. I know Washington County very well. You're going to tell me the taxes are that?
It's been 4 years, Your Honor.
Hold on. I live on 10 acres. And I'm going to tell you what, if in 4 years, well, I guess we have to triple it. I had $100,000, not a chance. We're Washington, not Oakland County. Excuse me.
As I referenced, Your Honor, I have not seen the text, but I don't know exactly what.
So you don't know?
I disclosed at the court. I do not know the exact number of the taxes.
I just don't, can you give me any other harm? I mean, these folks are convinced enough in their position that every month they've been paying. I would know, I have what seems like thousands of escrow orders. They haven't missed a heartbeat on any of these payments. It is paid.
50% of the time, Biggin is at fault for 100% of the things I do. So I understand. Puzzle pieces. Thank you so much for the super chat, and it's good to see you. I'm glad you're here. And yeah, like again, it's always Biggin's fault. Again, 50% of the time, it's his fault 100% of the time. What was that thing I said about statistics? 87.2% of them are made up on the spot. Yeah, something like that.
Into the court on time. So I don't look at this as something where they're attempting by filing to the Court of Appeals to just delay and string out this matter. And plaintiff wants the escrow, but at some point, the escrow is going to have to be disposed of. That's clear. But I don't understand why now. Why don't we wait until the litigation is finished?
We don't know when that's going to be. And Your Honor's escrow order with this stay was clear that it only went until the circuit court came.
Well, I can issue a new escrow. I mean, but I don't want to do that if plaintiff can show me some reason why I should hold or I should release this to plaintiff when the litigation is not finished.
Your Honor, your order from.
Okay, let's get rid of that because I'll just change it. If that's your argument. I mean, I'll just change the order. I mean, again, counsel, I am asking just because the court rule in certain respects would require me to try to figure out and dispense with the escrow as justice would require. I'm trying to figure out what harm comes to plaintiff if I don't release it. I get their side. They're actually paying on a piece of property that they don't know in the end if it really is going to be theirs. I mean, they're litigating it, but they don't know. But they're paying faithfully every month. And so I'm trying to figure out what harm comes to plaintiff if it takes the Court of Appeals a year and they're paying. What harm?
As I've mentioned before, it's the carrying costs and then not having the ability to access and use the funds for other purposes.
But I don't know that it will be the plaintiff's to use, do I?
It is a plaintiff's to use.
CYP, you just brought back nightmares. Standard deviation. Sitting there in, I don't remember what math class it was, being taught about how to formulate whatever the formula was for standard deviation, and actually doing that was a nightmare. And I'm a numbers person. I've always enjoyed math, but I hated doing that. I really hated doing that. Thanks for bringing that up, CYP. Very much appreciate it. But yeah, if you don't know how to calculate the standard deviation of a set of numbers, go look it up and have fun.
What, by just your pronouncement? I mean, how do I know in the end of the litigation that it will be plaintiff's, that the escrow would be released to the plaintiff?
Because that goes to the carrying cost of what my client has paid for over the 4 years of the litigation.
If the defendants are successful, where do you think the escrow goes?
My client?
If the defendants are successful?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, there may be the part of the problem as to why you think you deserve it. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm not releasing any of the escrow. What I'm going to do is Mr. Fair, you'll prepare an order to this effect that will indicate that the escrow will continue to be paid by the defendants in this case to this court. That the escrow will not even be considered to be released until such time as the highest court that this case is appealed to has ruled. I want it specifically in that language so that everybody doesn't have to come back here running up attorney fees, asking me to do something I'm probably not going to do.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, this has nothing to do with the case.
Your Honor, I want to make sure the same amount, you didn't mention that on the record.
It's the 2,500.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Years ago, can I ask you a question? Do you remember years ago, a girl on a Friday, I can't remember how many years ago, it was probably 15 years ago, coming in here and asking you were in your chambers, you were the only one left, about a black jet passing her?
A black jet?
Passing her, a car, but she called it a black jet. No, I just wanted to know her name. She came and specifically talked to you. And what it was an alarm went off at my building in Plymouth, and I was speeding to get it. I got pulled over by Washington County. But I passed 3 young ladies from this court. This was 2 o'clock in the morning when the alarm went off. And thank God you were here that Friday, because my court date expired that day and I would have had a warrant out for me for the theft. And she came to you, but I always wanted to thank her, but I don't know who she is.
I can't recall it specifically, sir.
But you got it handled all over the phone. It was pretty cool. Thank you.
No, thank you for that.
Okay.
Thanks, Your Honor. I'll prepare the order.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was fun. That was fun. I actually got lost in the chat. I was not paying attention to the video. I've already seen it. I was reading and laughing at you all, or with you all. That's a better way to put it. Anyways, yeah, we're gonna have a part 3 of that. Again, I will find part 1 and I'll put it in the description. If you haven't seen it, part 1 is a lot more fun than that one. But yeah, that one was still very fun and interesting. All right, next clip. I don't know where we're going. I have no idea where we're going anymore. Let's see. I know I end the video with we're all gonna laugh and like a feel good Friday type of thing at the end. This next clip is not feel good Friday though. Hold on. Sneak peek.
Paul Barnett.
Oh, this one's kind of fun. This one isn't too serious. It's just, sometimes people aren't the smartest people. All right, let's go.
On behalf of the township.
Assistant Public Defender Allison Miller here on behalf of Damon Camp Krager.
Sir,
Mr.
please
Krager.
state again.
Damon Camp Krager.
Thank you. All right, did you have an opportunity to speak to your client about the bond violation?
I did, Your Honor. He will be admitting to the bond violation at this time.
Please raise your right hand to be sworn. Sir, do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to provide will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you. You may lower your hand. Is it true, sir, that you tested positive for THC and on each test since December the 14th, which was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 tests?
Yes, ma'am.
And there was an abnormal creatinine on.
I'm not going to take that comment down until someone can beat that comment. That's the best comment I've seen of the night. Sometimes people aren't the smartest people. Can't argue with me. I cannot argue with me.
January 9th, correct?
What was that? I apologize.
There was an abnormal creatinine on January 29th.
What does that mean?
That there was something that showed up in your system that shows that your creatinine levels were abnormal, meaning that maybe you drank a lot of water or something occurred to make your creatinine high?
Creatine?
Yes.
Oh, I take creatine as a supplement.
So my question is, sir, are you acknowledging that you had an abnormal creatine on that date?
Creatine? Yeah, I did, yeah. I consume creatine as a supplement.
I heard you say that the first time. I'm not asking you that. My question was simple.
Yeah, we got a gym bro here. Yeah, I take creatine every day. I always take creatine. It's what I do. I take creatine. Yeah, that's not what I'm saying. It's not the create. Judge Washington will explain it.
Do you acknowledge that it showed up high or abnormal on that date?
Yeah, I didn't realize that we even tested for creatine. I apologize.
Do you find that there's a knowing and willing admission, Ms. McDuffie?
Your Honor, I think I do, but I just want to clarify, Mr. Camp Krager, creatinine is the substance that was detected. Creatine is a different thing. So creatinine is the substance found in the kidneys. So I don't want him to be admitting to something different than.
Yeah, I was confused. I apologize.
Just to be clear.
Yeah, I said I take creatine, not creatine. I don't know what creatine is. I apologize.
As the judge said, abnormal creatinine shows that you were essentially consuming a lot of water. That happens when people sometimes try to mask substances in their system. So that is the result. Are you admitting to that as well?
No, I wasn't trying to mask substance. No.
And Mr. Kim, sorry, Ms. McDuffie, if I could for just a moment, we can explain why that might have occurred after. This is what you would be admitting to is just that the test results did show this on this one test date that there was an abnormal amount. You're not saying as to why that may have happened, is my understanding. You can correct me if I'm wrong. You're just saying that that test did show that. After you would say that, I think you've told me enough that I might be able to explain why that had happened.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. I misheard you. I didn't realize what you were saying, what she was saying. I didn't mean to have that reaction.
Thank you.
So he is admitting to everything the judge listed.
Is that
correct? So as I'm reading it, first of all, I think I'm Googling it because I'm not an expert in this, but taking creatine supplements may increase the creatine levels. So it is possible that.
You know what? Every time I tell you to pee on command, no, you always do. Say, hey, go pee in the corner. Stop peeing on the floor. The corner is where you pee. You always do it. So I don't know. How else do you want me to tell you? Love you, buddy.
That is what caused it, just so that we're all on the same page. But they're pronounced differently because one is the levels and the other one is the substance. Okay.
Yeah, I apologize. I didn't understand.
All right. So in any event, are we satisfied now, Ms. McDuffie?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Muller, are you satisfied?
I am, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right. So first of all, why is your client continuing to use THC when he's ordered to not do so?
Your Honor, I spoke with him about that. His understanding, I guess, and probably maybe incorrectly, was that after his arraignment, at that time he said it was flagged to him from the magistrate that if he were to get he had a medical card at the time, it expired. I don't know if that expired after the arraignment or it was already expired before. His understanding is that if he got that renewed, he would be allowed to use. And then he said at his last pretrial, I'm not sure, I wasn't there for that pretrial. He said that I believe it'd be Ms. McDuffie expressed her concern was mostly about the alcohol. So he still believed, okay, if I get my medical card, which he's in the process of doing now, he's got to submit the payment. So I'm not sure, I can't explain, Your Honor, why he used without getting the medical card renewed. I guess his understanding from the last pretrial was that it wasn't the concern. And so he took that to mean, okay, that's not the problem. I can continue using. It's the main concern is alcohol. So that was his understanding. I let him know we'd have to ask today if the court would allow, if he gets that renewed and submits proof of that renewed medical card, if he can continue to use, but he's not allowed to use definitely without it. So that is the information he provided me about the marijuana use, and I can also speak to the creatine now at this time too.
Right. I'm satisfied. Mr.
Wait a second. You said THC. Oh, I thought you were saying THP. Now it makes a lot more sense. Yeah, I take THP as a gym supplement. I don't. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I did that THC stuff too.
Camp Krager, I'm gonna be very clear with you. You cannot use marijuana until the court gives you permission to do so. I'm pretty sure I said this last time. If you test again, it should be going down. I don't know why you've just been continuing to use. I don't get that. So you know that you can have your bond revoked and you can go to jail, correct?
I understand, Your Honor.
All right.
Your Honor, could I just ask if he does get that medical card renewed and I submit proof of that, is that something the court would address later, or is that something the court would
address it at the time that I receive it? I determine whether or not I find that there's a medical necessity for it.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
As to the pretrials. Oh, wait, before we get there, Mr. Barnett, are you satisfied? I forgot to ask. Now, as to the pretrials.
Thank you, Your Honor. We would like to set both pretrials for a final settlement conference.
Confirming for the.
So I just looked up before I said the THC and THP thing. That was bad. That was a really bad joke. I looked up what the actual, what THC, was abbreviated. I hear people say it all the time watching court, and I looked it up and like, oh, I got this. I want to do a play on words with this. All right, so I got to find something that rhymes with this to make fun of this guy for the creatine and creatinine, whatever. And I looked at what THC stood for, and I'm like, all right, got this. Tetrahydrogen. And yep, nope, not a chance. Abbreviation. We got this.
Record that Mr. Camp Krager is rejecting the offer that he was extended. That offer was to plead to count 1 under 7694A, which is the first offender domestic violence program, with the dismissal of all the rest of the counts on the complaint, which are 2 through 3, and an agreement to repay $220 in restitution. So Mr. Camp Krager fully understands what that first offender program includes, which is a non-public status and the case being completely dismissed from his record following probation, and he wishes to forego that. Is that correct?
Is that correct, Mr. Camp Krager? You understand fully what the offer was and that you will be waiving that to set these matters for trial?
Yes.
Final settlement conference in both of these matters will be on March 28th, 2024 at 11 a.m. That is via Zoom. And then jury selection will be on April 5th, 2024 at 8:30 a.m. And that is in person at 8:30 a.m.
I apologize, Your Honor. Could you say that date one more time? My phone was skipping when you were talking.
April, both dates? What do you mean by that date?
Yeah, first date. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Final settlement conference is March 28th, 2024 at 11 a.m. on Zoom.
Thank you.
And then the jury selection is April the 5th, 2024 at 8:30 a.m. in person.
Okay.
This is
And,
my warning about the THC search. Okay.
Yeah.
If I get a report.
I got it. I just looked it up. PCP stands for fancy cyanide. You can't tell me that I'm wrong. There's an L in there that I missed, but besides that, it's fancy cyanide. I actually have no idea. I've never seen this word. I've never thought about pronouncing PCP. Yeah, no idea. So fancy cyanide it is.
That you violated again, then I'm going to issue a bench warrant.
Okay, so the they'll be able to see that the levels are decreasing though?
You should. Ms. McDuffie, you have something you want to say about that?
Well, I don't know that they will unless he specifically requests a confirmation test to get those levels, because we have had to do that in some other cases. They won't tell us what exactly the measurements are unless they pay for a confirmation test or whatever it is.
Thank you. So you may have to pay for confirmation tests. Okay, sir?
Do I just request that at the community corrections?
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
So I apologize, Your Honor. Just to be clear, so I am going to have a test this week, probably within the next 2 or 3 days. So that one is going to be positive. Should I request a confirmation test on that one, or should I just wait until the next test?
You should talk to them over there about what they plan to do if you're positive, if they're going to file a violation report or not. If they plan to file a violation report, then you should probably get a confirmation.
And Mr.
Okay.
Just one final thing, I would request definitely, because that can set the level going forward. It sounds like we don't have a confirmation test yet to compare to, so I would request that.
Okay, yeah, because that's my concern. Because I mean,
All right, Mr. Krieger, you're going to need to talk to your attorney separate. Okay, and if you guys need to go into a room, that's fine, but otherwise, we're going to move on with our docket.
Okay, have a good day, Your Honor.
Thank you. State of Michigan.
All right, so I was unmuted. I've been unmuted for the last, I don't know, 2 minutes. Hopefully my breathing wasn't too loud as I was laughing at all you guys. Anyways, yeah, that happened. We're gonna have to have a stream now where we all try to pronounce weird words that everyone knows and doesn't know how to pronounce. Seriously, THC. I thought it was gonna be funny because Judge Stevens says it in almost every single docket he has. Because he doesn't say THC, he pronounces it. So I hear it all the time. I'm like, oh, I got this. And then I read it. I'm like, I don't got this. And then, yeah, you said pronounce PCP. And I looked it up. I'm like, no idea. I've never seen those kind of letters put together in that fashion before. Not even going to try it. Can't even try it. All right, let's go on with court. We're not here to listen to me try to babble through words that I've never seen before and letters that don't make sense. All right. No idea what's next. Hold on.
We have Mr.
Oh, this one's kind of funny. All right, let's go. You guys are all awesome. Thank you for struggling through the sleepy stream with me. I am struggling hard tonight, guys. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm tired. I am tired. Haven't been sleeping well. But yeah. It's still fun to hang out though. Let's go.
Coates.
Yes, ma'am. I mean, yes, sir.
And Mr. Troy. Give me just a second here. Call your case up.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
I'll be back.
So this looks like a car repair.
Yes, sir.
And so Mr. Coates, give me just a second here. I want to say there was some video that I wasn't able to see. I don't think, because I watched it. Hang on just a minute.
That just reassures the date I went in there.
Yeah, that was okay. I did. Yeah, sorry. Okay. Anyway, Mr. Coates, could you raise your right hand, please? You swear and affirm the information and testimony you provide will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
You can put your hand down. And you're asking the judgment in the amount of $8,950.14.
Yes,
how
sir.
is it that it says John Troy of Troy Auto Service? Why are you entitled to a judgment in that amount of money?
Well, It said 3 times the amount. The Washington state law is 3 times the amount of what it costs to get fixed.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the negative repercussions to legal weed is what we're seeing right here. this guy's both awesome and mysterious and dumb at the exact same time. All three of them, all in one.
What plus the
basis for saying?
Yeah, no, it's without my vehicle for 3 months, and I had to pay tow fees and
Okay, so again, tell me how you get to this judgment amount.
Well, the Washington state law says 3 times the amount of what it costs to get fixed.
Okay, so
I'm just going by RCWs, Your Honor.
yeah, what RCW number?
What
And so
RCW?
someone, okay, Mr. Coates, I need to hear
Yes,
from
sir.
you. You have someone off camera,
Yes.
and I don't want to hear from that person. I want to hear from you.
Yes.
And then you need to say cost to get it fixed. You need to get into that. What was the cost? Why is Mr. Troy responsible for you incurring any cost? I need to know all that.
Well, I don't know. That's just what the law said, sir. It says in Washington state, you're allowed 3 times the amount of what it costs to get fixed.
Okay, what RCW are you talking about?
I can't quote it right at the moment, sir.
Okay. Okay, so get it fixed. In order for me to put Mr. Troy on the hook for getting something fixed, I has to be shown that he's the one who damaged it. Like if someone hits your car, you know, you're responsible.
He's the one that
But I'm not familiar with, let me finish, please. Let me finish, please. I'm not familiar with the legal concept you're talking about, just like 3 times the amount. You're gonna have to give me a little bit more information than that.
Okay, well, he's the one that put the clutch in it.
All right, let's be fair. How is the judge or the mechanic not laughing their ass off right now? If I would be laughing uncontrollably if I was in this courtroom right now. You're going to need to be more specific. Why do you think he owes you this much? You got to tell me what you're saying to make it make sense. He put the clutch in it, man. Okay, all right. How do we rephrase this question so you understand? I love this guy though. I love this dude. I don't think he cares. He's like, I just want this money, bro.
You should have the paperwork there that says that.
Yeah, but
and then
I need you to tell me the story of how all this came about.
I started it up and drove it down the road, and then the whole clutch fell out. And I was right down the street from his shop, so I had it towed there. The guy that put it in.
And what?
Please tell me you guys are laughing as hard as I am at this. Tell me the story of how this happened. I drove it down the road. If the clutch fell out. Come on.
What's your basis for damages in terms of, do you have receipts and all that sort of stuff?
I have my $1,900 receipt from the other mechanic and the $1,400 receipt from him, sir. And that's about, and all the tow bills and stuff was part of my insurance because I got AAA.
So I'm going to swear in Mr. Troy and hear from him. And again, I'll be frank with you, Mr. Coates. I still can't quite figure out what this is all about. Mr. Troy, could you raise your right hand, please?
Yes, sir.
Do you swear and affirm the information and testimony you provide will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Anything you wish to say at this time?
He brought it in, had the clutch done in 22, brought it back in, I think it was March of 22 is when we did it. Brought it back, I'd say April, May, sometime of 23. Said the clutch was bad. I was short-staffed. I only had one guy. I was just hiring a second. Told him I'd get to it. It did sit here for a couple months. I don't dispute that. I've never disputed that. He showed up, picked it up, and I haven't heard from him since. Never called me and said, hey, this was an issue.
So you didn't, when it was sitting there, you never did any work on it?
Not the second time, no, sir. We did an initial clutch on it, yes. And I charged,
Right.
well, I believe it was $1,400. He came back a little over a year later, said the clutch had blown up. And it sat here for, I want to say it was like 2 months. He came and picked it up, and I hadn't heard from him since.
All right,
Until they served me with the papers.
got you. Mr. Coates, do you have a
Yes, sir.
response to that? I'll hear from you.
Yes, that's basically true. Yeah, the clutch was not put in right. The bolts were way too big for the clutch. I got the clutch right here if you want to look, if you'd like to see it.
Honestly, I wouldn't know a clutch from a transmission.
Okay. No, it doesn't. Well, anyways, all the bolts are still in it. You can see the bolts still in the clutch. They're still in it. They won't come out. And they're supposed to be in it. and they're supposed to be longer too.
Did you get the clutch fixed now?
Yeah, I finally got enough money to go get it fixed. It was $1,900 to go get it fixed.
All right. So, Mr. Troy, I'll hear from you. Anything further?
No, I mean, like I said, we just hadn't got to looking at it. I told him I'd take a look at it. We were way behind at the time. I couldn't get to there. You know what I mean? I told him I'd look at it.
All right. So the mechanic replaced the clutch. A year later, the clutch drops. I see all the people talking and making fun of that. That is when I drove a manual. That was standard vocabulary for when your clutch breaks, as you say, the clutch drops. I don't know if that's weird. I don't know, but I understood that you guys are all saying like he put duct tape on it. Like no, the clutch dropped. That means the clutch no longer works. Anyways, a year went by. A clutch should last you a lot longer than a year. You would have to grind on that hard to get it to break in a year. Not saying the mechanic's at fault. It's a year though. If it was going to break quickly, it would break way before a year. If it was a bad clutch or it was installed incorrectly, you wouldn't know within a couple of days. It wouldn't take a year. And then the car sat in the guy's parking lot because he didn't have time to look at it. And now, smartest dude on the planet is now suing him for the price of the clutch that he had to replace twice. Yeah, something tells me he needs to try to figure out how to drive a manual. That's just my opinion. Anyways, before we finish this, we got a couple more super chats. Kathy Berry, thank you so much for the 5 gifted subs. Very generous of you. I very much appreciate it, and welcome to all the new members. Members only is Monday, which we're coming up on. Speaking of which, I got to figure out what I'm going to do. I've been so focused on my 10K celebration stream that's going to be Sunday night that I haven't really been thinking about members only Monday. All right, we'll still do it though. I promise we're going to do it. Also, Miss Megadeth. Love the name. I'm glad you caught alive as well. Welcome to the show. All right, let's finish this clip. Thank you for the super chat, Miss Megadeth. Thank you so much.
So, Mr. Coates, here's where I'm at with this. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
And I know there's someone you're consulting with someone off camera there. But, anytime a plaintiff brings a lawsuit, you're the plaintiff, Mr. Troy Auto Service is the defendant. The plaintiff has a responsibility, and they have what's known as a burden of proof. And they have to prove by a certain standard that what you're claiming that you want a judgment for happened. And so I've heard from you, I've heard from Mr. Troy, and apparently he did some work on your car a while ago, and then you came back about a year later. He was going to take a look at it and never did. And then you took it someplace else to get it fixed. What's missing there is some evidence or proof that gets me satisfied that Mr. Troy is the one who caused the damage, which caused you to get it worked on a second time. A lot of times people establish that. And let me finish, please. I can't, like I told you, I'm not an expert on automotive and things like that sort. I can't just look at it and say, oh yeah, that makes sense to me. Of course he messed that up. I can't do that. And so a lot of times people don't understand that. A lot of times, sometimes people will get a mechanic in here and just say, here's why this happened. And then they'll explain to me why this happened. And that's, a form of expert testimony. But in the absence of all that, I can't really make a finding that Mr. Troy was responsible for, and I don't know anything about the car, whether it was an old car or whether it was, or what happened or anything like that. So I'm going to find that, again, with regard to the burden of proof, that you did not prevail on that. And I'm going to find in favor of Troy, and then this case will be dismissed.
Okay, thank you.
And you're
Thank
all
you,
free to
Your
leave the Zoom call.
Thank you.
He fucking went with the other.
And then you mute Mr. Coates. And you're free to leave the Zoom call, Mr. Coates.
Please tell me you guys heard that. Please tell me you heard that. He fucking went with the other guy. You can't write this stuff. You can't make this stuff up. All right. I think we have one more clip before we finish with the Feel Good Friday laugh clips. I think there's one more. Hold on. Sneak peek. What we got?
One.
Yeah, I have no idea. I have judged. You know what? The rest of this video might be fun, laughy, feel good stuff. I don't know. But the fact that we have a Perkins clip here confuses me. Because we're only about 60% of the way through, and I thought it was only the last 10 minutes of it. But I'm pretty sure Perkins is the first feel good clip. You know what? Let's go. Let's test the waters a little bit.
Appearance for the record, please. Good morning, Your Honor, to you and your here. Good morning, Your Honor, to you and your staff. May it please this most honorable court, Justin Andrews, P81445, on behalf of Ms. Tamara Glenn, who's present on Zoom. Ms. Glenn, say your name for the record, please.
Good morning, Tamara Glenn.
All right, good morning to you, Ms. Glenn. So we have an issue that your attorney astutely discovered, and it seriously impacts this case to the point where I'm sure he's advising you not to continue forward. He has to do some work, and it may appear simply as an error entered into on our part, but he has to look it up and to make sure. So that's going to push this thing back. Am I correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
All right. Did you talk to Snyder about that?
No, I talked to her supervisor about that.
All right, so Ms. Snyder, just to give you a heads up, we just had a small sidebar, and I was thinking it was not anything related to the city attorney's office, but the case was a high BAC case, and apparently it was from counsel's understanding, it was supposed to be reduced down to visibly.
Oh man, sorry guys, sorry.
The typical one reduction is not even in there. So he noticed that on the pre-sentence report, and he indicated to me that he talked to Madam Walker, and he's trying to get a solution to that right now. So I'm sure that there's I think you understand what's going on. I just wanted to apply. Mr. Warwood, are you listening to me on the radio?
Disconnect. Sorry, Judge.
Your Honor, I apologize. Can I get the gentleman's name again in the courtroom?
And put your appearance and your P number on the record, please.
Oh, Justin Andrews, P81445.
Thank you.
Okay, so now I understand you've been testing. Did we have an issue with testing, Ms. Glenn?
No, sir. I went. Oh.
I can speak to that.
Go ahead.
So there was, you had brought in probation because one of the samples, or I guess some time ago, was saying something about too much
Use your
water.
outside voice when you're yelling. when you hit that Eric golf ball over into the other fairway and you're yelling 4, use that voice, please.
Yeah, absolutely, Your Honor. Yes, he did call probation because one of the tests said it was something regarding diluted sample or what have you, and then he came and cleared the record on that. That it was not a diluted sample. They are encouraged to drink water prior to, so that they can actually provide a test. Once that was cleared up, Ms. Glenn continued on with her testing. There's been no positive tests since she has been under these bond conditions.
Oh.
Yes.
So it wasn't a case where Ms. Glenn turned it up one night and then she figured I can drink a whole lot of water.
No, it's that. No, absolutely not.
Okay.
Oh no, Miss Glenn is a part of the Detroit City Choir, you know, and also a part of her Triumph church choirs. God-fearing woman. She just had a lapse of judgment on the night in
I didn't
question.
say that. I didn't. So you kids, because you're in the choir and you're you're a God-fearing woman, you can't drink. God didn't say that, did he?
Well, I mean, she doesn't even drink the wine during communion. She drinks grape juice.
Oh,
yes,
right.
that's correct.
Then she must have got that on this night. She must have got that cup mixed up with some grape juice.
Welch's.
Yeah, Welch's. All right. Listen.
I'm glad we can laugh about it.
You say what? That means,
I cried already, so I might as well laugh.
I know, you may as well. I mean, you put it behind you. Hey, I didn't cry when I got mine, but I wasn't happy about it either.
Right.
All right. Let me do this right quick. 1 second. Mr. Wright, good morning to you. I want you to, Miss Oliver wants to speak with you. Obviously, you have had a conversation before because I had it marked. I don't know what went on, but she's still in need of somebody to help. I thought that Miss Oliver returned the services down, but maybe that was somebody else. Join the room and speak to her again, please. All right. So we have a pre-sentence report, right?
We do.
So all you need to do is correct this record and dig it in. How long is that going to take?
Well, it was suggested that the transcript, you ordered the transcript just so that we can see exactly what was pled to on that day, which wasn't impaired, just for the clarity's sake, and then we can go on record with it thereafter.
Who pays for that?
You do, my good man. I said the court would take care of it.
Well, Ms. Williams Law?
Who suggested it, Your Honor? It would depend on who. It would depend on if the court suggested it and asked.
If you suggested, then I don't pay for it.
Do you get paid if the court suggested it?
No, Your Honor.
No.
I know. That's why I saw you like, man, it's football, my brother.
Are you retained?
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna fast forward this. The next like 5 minutes of this is them going back and forth about if the court suggested or the court tells you to do something, then her insurance pays for it. If she does it on her own, she has to. It's a weird conversation that we don't need to finish watching. Where we're going next?
Yeah. When are you needing that, Your Honor? Because I definitely can. Are you saying you need that today?
We can take care of that whenever when you can get it. We're not in so much of a rush. I know that Miss Glenn would like to. Well, she's going to be tested anyway.
Yes.
I can listen to the audio, Your Honor. And if you are resetting a date, sometime in the near future, then we can have the information for you.
You give me a reasonable time. I know how much you have work you have to do. You give me a reasonable time.
No, it's fine. What's the date of?
Let's see. So I think it's January 18th.
Trying to be first.
January 18th.
The date where she was she was referred to probation on December 12th. So I would think that it would have been on that day or around that date, because that's when the referral date was the 12th of December.
I have the last day of sentencing, January. I have the last day and it was set for sentencing January 18th. You said December 11th, a pretrial hearing was held, scheduled for sentencing 1/18. So let's go back to December 11th.
Oh, yes, on the 18th.
All right, we're still. I just want to skip past this. Go to the next.
All right, Ms. Glenn, I appreciate your patience.
All right, we're at the end.
We'll get it resolved. Your lawyer is a very good lawyer, and I'm sure that he's not going to have any issue getting it resolved. Hopefully, the record resolves it, so it resolves itself.
If not, I'll just have to write a motion to get it. Because I mean, the record will have it resolved, man. I mean, I'm not worried about that, man.
Okay.
I know.
If there's nothing further, that'll conclude it. If you don't have anything further.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Glenn, have a very good day, and best
I
of
would
luck
say,
to you.
I want to put on the record, Your Honor, sorry to interrupt. If the transcript confirms what we all, I believe as well, it probably was a differentiation between the high BAC, then he wouldn't need to file a motion, and I wouldn't object to Your Honor just making that change by himself.
Okay. And then once we get through this, we'll find you and hear you, go to check you out at the choir, all right?
Okay, thank you.
Oh, no, you heard her during the fireworks. If you saw the tram choir for fireworks.
Oh.
Yeah, she was in there. Yeah, for sure.
That's big time.
That's big, yeah, big time. Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Yeah. I'll sign autographs later.
All right. Have a good one, ma'am.
All right. Now there's about 10 minutes left of the video. You know me, I'm gonna pause it 10,000 times, so it's gonna end up being about 35 minutes long. But I believe this is when I just kind of started rapid fire in the short cases. I wanted to end tonight's video on some laughter and some fun, and I decided to do so. Now the first one, we're going right back to Judge Perkins. And the defendant that he has in this case, I covered a clip of her back in, I'm going to say it was about November-ish, somewhere around there. And she had Perkins dying laughing because he was laughing so hard. Because all she does is smile and giggle and laugh. Even when she's, breaking the law, she's just smiling and giggly. And she hasn't been to court since November, even though she missed a lot of court dates, and this is her follow-up. So there's a little bit of backstory to the first one, and then we get into the real good laughter. But she's gonna make you smile. I don't care what kind of mood you're in. This defendant will make you smile.
Yes.
Good morning to you, ma'am. Big
Good
old
morning.
smile.
Hi. Okay.
Do you have a valid driver's license?
I know I was supposed to get the driver's license, Your Honor, but I ended up going through a moving situation what held me back. Now I have the money to go apply for my license. I did pay off the ticket the other day for $156.
Let's call the city of Detroit versus Phyllis Maria Godwin, case number 217-355-921. Appearance for the record, please.
Elwood S. Berry Jr. on behalf of the defendant. State your full name, Ms. Godwin.
Phyllis Maria Goodwin.
Goodwin, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
There's a date and time set for a show cause. Go ahead, counsel.
Yes, Your Honor. My client would stand mute.
Enter a not guilty plea on your client's behalf. We'll give your client a $0 bond. Trial date, bring a license back and it'll be cleared up. But let's make a trial date for May the 30th, 2024 at 9 a.m. All right. Just a good one.
Okay. Well, I gotta go to trial.
Well, I just gotta move the case along. Wait a minute. Yeah, I gotta move, you've been dealing with this case since last year, October, probably before October. And, you've been missing court dates and all that stuff. So we're gonna force you in and push this along, all right? You bring a
Okay.
license, it's gonna have the same effect, all right?
Okay, and you know what? I think I need to update my address through y'all system because I haven't been receiving mail. I just received, some mail from my mail being forwarded.
All right, I'm skipping the next 10 seconds. I muted this out of the video, but it's just going to be them mouth talking because I muted it. So
What's your address?
Some mail from my mail being forwarded.
I'm a little hard of hearing.
Oh, I went too far ahead. All right, you guys got to see the last joke he says. I can't skip the last joke. Kind of the whole reason it's in here.
Some mail from my mail being forwarded.
All right, I can't skip ahead because it's going from this point to after the clip. So hopefully the mute button worked on my side.
What's your address?
It's 15759.
One five seven. Three.
Yes.
Very well. If there's nothing further, have a very good day. We'll see you back on May. Well, I don't know if I'm gonna see you back. You're used to missing court dates.
I'll be back.
Nate the 30th, Officer Rev, I told you, if you don't show up this time, we'll come get her, all right?
Right. No, I'll be there.
Have a great day, man.
All right, you too. Bye-bye.
I'm a little hard of hearing. Yes.
Okay.
All right, now we're gonna finish off the night. Let's see. We're at 56 minutes. The video is like 62 minutes. So we got like 6 minutes left. I'll probably pause it one more time between now and then. Okay, I will warn you guys. This guy definitely has some MH issues, but he's lovely. He's gonna make everybody laugh. Not in a like we're laughing at him kind of way, just kind of like he's gonna make you laugh. So that's why I have this in here. Just for everyone in the comments section that's gonna say don't play these kind of videos. No one's making fun of him. He is a giant sweetheart.
Yes,
What
ma'am.
can I do? Does this help?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much.
All right, well, it's good to know. And so maybe we can all appreciate that you have a hard time hearing and just be really loud and close to your microphone. So you're James Dean Haas.
Yes, ma'am.
What's your date of birth?
1/22/1966, and I just wondered why my mom named me that. So yeah, 1/22/66.
All right.
66.
And let's see, the last mailing address we had for you was in Lacey on Blueberry Court. Is that still good?
4705 Blueberry Court. Yeah. Thank you.
And you're
then-
charged with this allegation of criminal trespass in the first degree, and we've got an attorney that you talked with today, and we're going to hear from her. All right?
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Sure. Ms. Kamari?
Your Honor, waiving formal reading of the complaint, asking the court to enter a plea of not guilty, stipulating to probable cause for purposes of today's hearing only, and requesting that counsel be appointed. Mr. Haas currently only receives SSI and food stamps.
So, Mr. Haas, I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you after today, and that's going to be the Pacific Point Defense Law Firm. And the facility you're in there can give you information about Pacific Point Defense.
Yeah.
And we will tell them that you're their new client as well.
Right. And then My attorney told me that the prosecutor attorney is recommending about 98% release for me today on a personal.
Right, so I'm going to talk to the lawyers about that. I first talked to the prosecutor about what they think I should do, and then I hear from Ms. Kamari on your behalf about what we should do, and then I make a decision. So hang on a second and we'll do that right now. So let me hear first from the prosecuting attorney, Mr. McClellan.
You're a nice lady. And I respect you in all ways.
Mr. McClellan?
Thank you. Yes. The city is asking that Mr. Haas be released on his personal recognizance, asking that he have not ordered not to have criminal law violations while on release, not have any contact with famous footwear, and set a pretrial.
And Ms. Kamari?
No objection, Your Honor.
So, Mr. Haas, I'm going to release you. So, Mr. Haas, I'm going to release you, and you got to come back to court. We're going to talk about that court date today, all right?
Okay, I'll come back with a brand new pair of boots from
you might want to keep that to yourself, Mr. Haas. So you're going to stay out of the famous footwear, all right?
You got that right. Thank you.
Don't go back there.
Oh,
Don't violate the law in any way.
All right, from the head down, because we can't really see him too well. Does anyone else see Johnny May here? Johnny, I think you're in jail. Are you in the state of Washington right now?
Got it?
I comprende.
Okay. And would you like a text message reminder of the next court date? A text message reminder of the next court date, would that help you?
Well, how about you just write it down, because I have to complete 8 hours of community service hours because I'm late on that and I forgot about that. So I'm gonna go down to the Drexel house maybe and do some laundry and do whatever to complete that. 8 hours I can do, and then I will never go down to the big footwear again. I'll go down to Capitol Mall and buy them at Ross.
Okay, go to Ross, but you got to come back to court here, and we're going to talk about that date then. I'll write it down for you.
All right, and then I'll probably get a fine, or maybe 8 hours, or maybe some.
Who knows? But right now, let's have you just come back to court. March. Yeah, I'll be on a Tuesday.
Thank you. So, boy, you're a nice lady. I think you are. I mean, boy, you gave me $1 million just now. Because Jimmy cares about you. And Jimmy cares about corn. I like corn. Thank you, ma'am. Yeah.
All right, so March 26th at 9:30 in the morning. March 26th is a Tuesday, 9:30 in the morning. I'm writing it down for you. You're going to have this going out the door.
How
and
could I
you'll be
ever
back in court.
How could I ever bless you?
Well, you already have. Thank you. You can really do you'll make me
got that
very
right.
happy if you show up on March 26th at 9:30, okay?
Because I am blue jeans, baby queen. Just very girl I ever seen. And I'll see my face on movie screen, Janine. But I'm alive and you're not. So I respect you, ma'am. And
So you're going to be back March 26th, right?
well, I'm not leaving on a jet plane. I will be back again, I promise.
Okay, so we'll see you on March 26th at 9:30, and that's it for today. Just stay out of famous footwear.
I thank you. I'm going to go buy me some corn on the cob tonight.
Okay.
Oh, God bless you. Oh, I mean that from the bottom of my heart. 255% don't coach you. God bless you.
Thanks. See you, Mr. Haas.
Bye-bye. Oh,
Bye.
Ooh-wee. I love you. Long time.
That's a bit much.
You're done with me. I go sign.
We're done. We're done.
Oh,
Good to go.
You.
See you in March. All right. So we're good until 4? Yeah.
Yes, sir. I'm here. Going.
Mr. Moore, let's see.
All right. Yeah, I know that was a little much for some people. I thought it was sweet though. I really did. Like I said, MH issues for sure. I don't know why. Yeah, a lot of questions, but that dude was sweet, right? This guy, this guy is just charming. And I love Judge Goggins. And when you have Judge Goggins against the guy that's super charming, it's fun to watch. Again, we're ending on a high note. It's Friday.
Sir.
Looks like you talked to one of the attorneys. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Balance. There's an offer to an amended charge to no operator's permit in possession. That carries a penalty of up to 90 days in jail and a fine of up to $100. This is alleged to have occurred on December 24th, 2023 in the city of Flushing. Do you understand that charge?
Yes, sir. It was the day while was emergency because my dad was in an old folk home and he had stroke in the brain, so I had to come, but I was taking the car, but on reason I was going to put gas in the car, drop it off to my brother's house because I just started getting my driver like I told
Good night.
the officer. I just got my driver permit.
Oh,
and then yes, sir. I told.
But you got your permit. Is your permit valid right now?
No, sir.
All right. Sorry, we're gonna fast forward this a few seconds. I forgot that he flashed this, and you can't read it right now. But I'm not gonna give the YouTube algorithm a reason to market this. We're 10301. All right, I just jumped 20 seconds.
Y'all rude. So the light was red, then we jumped green, and he just now putting up. Time the light went green, I went straight, and then he went behind me. Next minute I know he just flashed the light, and then said my tail light ain't working, but my tail light do work. It only thing different, you know how it is. You know your back cover light be broke, but your light still be working.
Yep.
That was wrong with it. Also, other than that, everything work on that car, sir. Cause I just got it. I just got everything. Just started.
All right, so I'll keep that in mind for you too. Were you present when I went through the rights at the beginning?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand those rights?
Yes, sir.
Okay, do you wish to plead guilty to the no operator's permit in possession?
Yes, sir.
Okay, do you understand that if I accept your guilty plea, you won't have a trial of any kind, give up all the rights that you would have a trial, and you may be faced with those penalties?
Yes, sir.
Well, just one more thing. Has anybody made any threats or promises to cause you to plead guilty other than what we've discussed?
Oh, no, sir.
Okay. All right. So here's what I'll do. I've dismissed that B ticket, the failing to produce proof of insurance. Accept the guilty plea to the no operator's permit in possession. I'm trusting you're going to go get your license, though, right? Your permit?
Yes, sir. I'm going to do the best way I can, sir. That's what I'm doing.
Here's what I'm going to do. I'll give you a break since you were trying to work out things with your family there, too.
Yes, sir. Because my father, he got a stroke in the brain. My mama just died last year. Died. So I'm going. My well said I'm going through a hard time, and I'm the last kid of the family.
Okay. Well, can't drive without that license, though. All right.
I know. I understand now, sir.
Okay. So I've waived fines and costs and just closed the file for you. Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. You're welcome. You're all set.
All right. Thank you, sir.
All right.
Judge, I forgot to tell you why he didn't call the other guy.
All right. I don't think there's another clip after this. I'm looking at the timeline and the video says 2 minutes till the ending, and my outro is 30 seconds long. So I'm gonna peace out. This is when this guy gets charming, right? Judge Goggins just dismissed this ticket, and this guy's gonna ask him 1,000 questions about why he got pulled over in the first place. It's charming and it's gonna make you smile, but because Judge Goggins laughs throughout the entire time. Anyways, you guys are all awesome. Thank you all for the super chats. Thank you for the new members, the membership gifting. You guys are awesome. Thank you to the mods. As always, great job tonight. Let's go hang out on Discord. But we're going to let this play out. So let's see. Tomorrow's Saturday. So I take Saturday nights off. I will put out a video tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow morning-ish. I might go live early, but I take Saturday nights off. So if I go live tomorrow, it's going to be between 3 and 4. I don't know if I'm going to do that, so you might not see me live till Sunday, which is the 10K stream. So hopefully I'll see you all there. Got some special guests coming up on stream, so I really hope to see you guys all there. Anyways, Hope to see you guys in Discord. Till next time. Bye.
The other guy was running with one tail light. The other guy.
You know what? I don't know if they, I can't speak for the officer. I don't know if he just happened to see you or see the other one or, yeah, I don't know.
I thought he went right past her like this, hitting 68 on 45 lane.
Wow. Huh.
Yeah.
You must have seen something, I guess, and you were the unfortunate
He
one.
seen him. He seen him. He said, I'm gonna get him, but only thing different, he went to the court. He went
Yeah.
right past, went to the court. He didn't even went and get him.
Wow. Wow. Well, that's all the more reason to get your license squared away.
Thanks, Legal Fiction. Appreciate it, buddy. I really do. I love the ending of my streams now, where you guys all guess how many times I'm going to pause it after I set them play out. It's become a thing. It wasn't supposed to be a thing, and it's a thing because of you guys, and I absolutely love it. You guys are all awesome.
Get stopped.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Well, I'm gonna get my license though. I thank you for that, Judge.
All right. You're welcome. All right. Good luck to you.
Yes, sir. If anything problem, I'll let you know and call you.
Okay. That sounds good. All right.
Okay. Thank you,
Bye
Judge.
now. Yeah, you're
Bye-bye.
welcome.
Well, how much I got to pay, Judge?
I waived it. I just closed.
Oh,
the-
okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Judge.
The second best name on the internet, Indestructible Cauliflower. Thank you so much for the 99-cent super sticker. Very much appreciate it. You're awesome, man.
You're
All right,
welcome.
love you, sir. Thank you.
All right. Yeah, you're welcome. Bye now.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye. And with that, Ms. Odette.